One of these days, we'll figure out how to talk. We're fine. It's fine. Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Tish.
I'm Lily.
And together we are
Haunted Housewives.
And we are here at the start of official spooky season.
October 1st.
October 1st, when we're filming this. To continue our Haunt Season 2025 series. Something old.
Something new.
Something bloody.
Something boo.
And we want to talk to you tonight about Alan's Haunted Hayride and Tavern of Terror in Smock, Pennsylvania. And Alan's Haunted Hayride, as you could probably guess, is a hayride. But
What?
really, there's so much more to talk
With
about
hay
with this
and
place.
everything.
And you ride on a hay wagon. And
With large railings.
look,
That was weird.
Look, I'm a country girl, and like a hay wagon is not necessarily an unfamiliar thing for me. But we want to tell you about Alan's Haunted Hayride tonight, and also the Tavern of Terror,
Yes.
because this is their walk-through haunted house on the property. Alan's it's a working farm.
Mm-hmm.
It's an actual dairy farm. When we were on the hayride,
about that.
we happened to be on one of the later wagons of the evening, and there were a bunch of teenagers around us. And this one young woman said, as we rolled past one of the working barns, she said, "What is that smell?" And our driver, who had grown up on the farm, he's one of the Allens, he turned around and looked at her and said, "Cows." It's cows.
That would be cows. They're just like, oh.
This is a real farm. We don't just put it up every October and then take it down in November. But it's a beautiful working farm on this huge hillside.
So pretty.
And for haunt season, they open up bonfires around the hillside.
You can rent them.
Yeah, and you can hang out there for a couple hours and kind of have a cookout, and you can hang out with your friends. Your kids can go on the hayride through the tavern, and it's a whole evening.
Play games.
Yeah, there's a little midway with games, food. There's a stand with merch from the farm, but it's a really fun little county fair kind of place. Aside from the fact that once a year, it turns into haunted hayrides and Tavern of Terror. And tonight, I wanted to talk about our something old for Alan's, and that is the haunted hayride. Alan's Haunted Hayride is, in fact, the oldest hayride in the nation. It started in, I think, 1979. I think this is their 47th season of taking people out into the woods and the fields to see what's lurking there. He who walks behind the rose. But in the 1970s, there was this kind of, I don't want to say explosion of haunted attractions, but places like Junior Chamber of Commerce was recommending haunted houses and haunted hayrides as a way to raise money. And here, the Allen brothers, Ronald and Richard, went to their dad and they were like, "We want to start a haunted hayride." And their dad said, "Okay, good luck. Let's see if you make any money. If it works this year, we'll do it again." Clearly, Ronald and Richard were onto something.
Later,
It was a good thing that Dad gave his blessing, because they started a tradition where they have kept up this old school, high energy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
High energy doesn't even do it justice. This crazy hayride that combines these scenes and insane actors and corny jokes. Mm-hmm. And you're riding in this enormous hay wagon. Mm-hmm. You're on the floor of the hay wagon, sitting there in the hay. And there's these tall frames that go up around the wagon. And the tall frames have openings in between these pipes. And the hay wagon goes up this narrow little trail into the woods, and the branches are slapping the sides of the hay wagon and the tractor that's pulling it.
And you're looking at the millions of stars up in the sky. Because that's what I do.
Yeah, she's out there.
I'm like, look at the stars.
She's appreciating the beauty of nature, and I'm like,
and then
what's out there? And then something, drops onto the wagon or climbs onto the wagon.
They literally climb up and over. They're like acrobats.
They're crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
They will flip. They'll just fling themselves through the openings onto the wagon. They'll do tricks and somersaults.
Yeah.
It's disorienting. It's nuts.
Yeah. It's like there's like security for them to be able to do this kind of thing because it's a family-run business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. They're very comfortable. They're very comfortable with the environment. They're very comfortable doing what they do. Mm-hmm. And they're having a lot of fun doing what they do.
Yeah. And even with, because like we said, we were with teenagers and they were like, like, you can't talk back to me or something. Like, want a bet?
This guy came flipping on the wagon, sitting there. But it was really funny because I remember when we started out, one of the teenagers was like, "Oh, they can't actually climb on. The most they can do is, hit the side of the wagon." No.
Yeah,
the things
they
that live at
are
Allen's,
one of the more aggressive. Like, they get on the wagon and they shake it. And how they have the strength to shake the whole, like, they shake the sides and the whole thing rattles. And they don't fall off. Like, they're secure. And we're all like, oh my God.
And I'm impressed that our driver could keep going.
Yeah.
With all of this chaos going on behind him. Because he has a wagon full of people. And it's a pretty big wagon. And you've got, 4 actors at a time, maybe, climbing.
Right, some are banging, some are climbing and shaking.
The frame and shaking it and flipping around and pretending they're like Simone Biles doing a routine up on top of the wagon.
The split on the top.
And I
wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Chugging along and everything's fine. But, I mean... For me, being on a hayride is really nostalgic because, like I said, I grew up in the country, and that was fall, like the scent of hay and being out in the fields and smelling
bonfires,
smelling
flamethrowers.
Well, maybe not smelling the flamethrowers. Like we didn't necessarily have just flamethrowers, but that. Yes, it is.
There's some
the hayride is old and nostalgic, but also there's
a lot of fun. Yeah,
there's some new scenes this year, and there's some aggressive.
And they have really cool things. Like they have that, and things fall down
out of the trees. They have things rigged to the trees to bounce down onto the wagon when you roll through.
And some new scenes, really cool scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, new introductory scene. Couple new scenes along the trail, I think. But very aggressive actors and this really fun combination of nostalgia and just sort of new style, aggressive, hands-on.
Yeah, because all this is happening
scares.
As you're driving through this family farm. Mm-hmm. That's actually a family farm.
Yeah. So
cool.
If you want to see what has kept the oldest haunted hayride in the nation going for almost 50 years at this point, my something old is the hayride.
Yep. And that leads to something new, which is, the Tavern of Terror is fairly new on the scene, and they've updated that as well. I think we went through maybe once or twice when it was like, it was just kind of a walkthrough that they built when it was brand new, when they first started it. And now it is so, every single time, like, it's just so scary and creepy. They're very good at misdirection. They're very good at, like, having you open the door or find your way out. Or, you know, they're very interactive. You have to talk with them. They ask you questions. They will have it, like, they'll go back and forth with you. And there are a couple places where you have to do something to get out of the room, or they'll just make you figure out the way. Like, just,
or you're stuck.
What do you think? Like, what do you, how do you, and it's just like, the building is so small, yet, I mean, it only takes maybe 10-15 minutes to get through, but it feels like you're in there so much longer.
Yeah. I think I timed us at like 13.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem like it's a really long time to be in a place, but they pack in so much.
Yeah.
There's so much incident. There's so many actors.
Oh my gosh.
This is a place where it's not
There's a swamp. There's a whole swamp in this little place.
Yeah.
With bridges and everything.
A vibrating walkway.
Yeah.
You're on the walkway and it's vibrating underneath you. You're like, ugh.
Yeah. There's random things that move on their own. There's even cool little, like, alcove. Like, we tried to go the wrong way. They were like, where are you going?
Who knows?
I don't know. It looked cool. It was like a spiral staircase.
But that's another thing. They have stuff that looks cool. They have built out the set and decorated it to a point where even if it's not something that you're going to pass through directly, if you can see it, they've decorated it.
Yeah.
So there is in fact there's a crypt where there's a little staircase that kind of winds off to the right, and you can't go up the staircase. There's no way to access it, but it's decorated and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And Tavern of Terror is one of those things that it could have been kind of a throwaway because Alan's Haunted Hayride it's well known, it's beloved. People go for the hayride. They know why they're there.
Right.
But the Tavern of Terror is just so fun.
It is fun.
And there's so much going on in it. And there's so many cool little practical effects.
Yeah, you could definitely go through a few times and still see something new.
And have different interactions because there are so many actors. I mean, I can't think of a room where there was only one actor. I think in most places there were at least two.
Yeah.
There may have been only one creature in the swamp. Maybe. I'm not going to swear.
No, because something may have followed us.
Yeah. But and that's another thing. They'll follow you. You'll get glimpses of them out of the corner of your eye. And they won't just stay in their scene. They'll come after you. And it's very inventive.
Yes. I like that word. You word so well.
Yes. But they're constantly like coming up with new ideas, new things to do, new reasons for you to interact with the sets and with the creatures in those sets. And this year, actually, there's some sort of competition where if you go through both of the attractions, you can vote on your favorite.
Oh.
You can vote whether you prefer the Haunted Hayride or the Tavern of Terror. And if you go through both, like, I couldn't tell you.
No.
I honestly could not tell you because they're both well done. They're true to themselves.
Yep, they're both really fun in their own way.
Yeah. So if you go, I would really recommend you do both things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But if you go to Alan's Haunted Hayride and Tavern of Terror, let us know what you thought.
Yep.
And if there's a place that you think we should go, please drop it in the comments. And we will see you next week for more Something New.
Bye.